Section 1, the screen and the machine, money versus wealth. Here is a fact that should stop you in your tracks. For every dollar of real goods and services produced, there are many more dollars in financial claims against them. The vast majority of the money we use was not printed by a mint or treasury. It was typed into existence by commercial banks when they made loans. This is not a secret conspiracy. It is simply how the global machine operates. Understanding this one point is the first step towards seeing the rules of the game you are playing every day, whether you realize it or not. The system is not a mystery. It is a machine with predictable parts and predictable outcomes. Money is not wealth. Many people confuse the two. Getting this distinction right is critical. Wealth is the real productive engine of the world. Wealth is farmland, factories, software, and brands people trust. Tangible and intangible things that produce value over time. Money is the tool that coordinates all of this activity. It measures, moves, and stores the value that wealth creates. Wealth is the engine. Money is the gauges, levers, and conveyor belts that help run it. Section 2. The 4 jobs of money. Money is a coordination tool performing 4 distinct jobs. These functions are pillars of every economy, from ancient empires to the digital age. First, store of value. Save purchasing power today and spend it in the future. A day's work should buy similar goods tomorrow, next month, next year. If currency fails, people seek other assets. Second, unit of account. A common yardstick for pricing goods, services, labor, and assets. Without it, we're back to barter and chaos. Money simplifies values to a single number. Third, medium of exchange. No double coincidence required. Specialization and scale become possible. Good money is portable, divisible, durable, and widely accepted. Fourth, enforce rules. Who creates money, how it's distributed, and what obligations exist. Section 3, how today's machine is built. We operate a fiat, debt-based system. Fiat means let it be done. It has value because the state declares it and accepts it for taxes. It is not backed by gold, it's backed by trust and governance. States influence economies by controlling the supply and cost of money. Debt-based is the part most people miss. Banks create most money when they make loans. A mortgage isn't someone else's savings. It is new digital money you promise to repay with interest. Nearly every unit is someone's liability. The money supply is a ledger of debts. It expands with lending and contracts with repayment or default. The machine rests on 3 pillars: central banks, commercial banks, and government debt. Central banks create base money and set key rates. Commercial banks extend credit, the primary engines of money creation. Governments borrow, injecting money and creating system-wide, risk-free assets. It all runs on belief. If confidence falters, bank runs, sovereign crises, systems can seize up fast. For all its complexity, the machine runs on trust. Debt is more than finance. It is time control. When you borrow, you bind your future. You sell a slice of future labor for money today. Mortgage, decades of labor. Student loan, early career years. Bond, citizens' future taxes. Debt pulls the future into the present and constrains options. Obligations make people predictable. You must keep earning to service the schedule. Nations, too, tailor policy to creditors' confidence. Low rates encourage long-term debt and stable behaviors at scale. A treadmill of payments powers the machine. Lenders and bondholders own slices of borrowers' future time. Global finance buys and sells future time. Those with capital buy time at a discount. Those without must sell to survive. It is a trade of money and time, freedom, and control. Inflation is a core feature, not a bug. Slow, steady debasement, often quiet. Targeted around 2% a year, half-life of purchasing power in 35 years. It discourages cash hoarding, pushes spending and investment. It's a pressure valve making old debts easier to repay. Savers lose quietly. Fixed-rate debtors gain. The biggest winners: scarce, productive asset owners. Over time, assets outrun wages. Labor is paid in melting currency. Wealth appreciates. Value is subtly pumped upward. Those who borrow depreciating money to buy appreciating assets capture the spread. The system rewards leverage and ownership. For non-participants, it feels like running in place. The global money machine is not flat. It's a hierarchy. At the top, rule setters. They define money, set base credit costs, and decide crisis responses. Their power is structural. Next, asset owners, machines that produce value, benefiting from inflation. They scale with leverage and earn regardless of presence. Then, capital allocators, directing flows, structuring risk and deals. They are the circulatory system of capital. Operators run the machine, well paid but time-tied. At the base, labor, most exposed to inflation, least control over rules. Mobility exists by changing layers, not effort alone. Understand your position to navigate more effectively. Beneath mechanics lies psychology, belief. Money is paper and numbers, backed by a shared story. We act because we expect others to act. This is the system's strength and vulnerability. Leaders manage narratives as much as rates, explicitly through forward guidance. Confidence shocks move faster than fundamentals. Narratives are battlegrounds for power. Alternatives like crypto are as much about trust's migration as tech. They compete as belief systems. Watch the numbers and the stories that catch fire. As of early 2026, the machine shows deep fractures. Debt scale demands growth and low rates. Sensitivity to missteps is extreme. Liquidity staved off defaults but eroded store of value. Behavior signals trust erosion. Policy corner: raise and risk crisis, or hold and risk inflation. Inequality fuels political distrust, now a financial risk. New rails challenge the old monopoly and force adaptation. Likely path: 3 overlapping phases. Now, 2030, legacy finance dominates as digital assets grow and tokenize. 2030-2038, money gains rules, logic, and conditions. Flows become real-time. 2038-2045, value is layered. Protocols, tokens, and access rights. Wealth, system stakes. Ownership becomes fractional, global, composable. Wealth concentrates with system architects, designers, builders, API controllers. Money's form and function are not fixed. Prepare for dynamic, programmable value. Fighting the system is futile. Understand its rules and outgrow your layer. Convert income to assets, assets to systems, systems to optionality. Start small to learn ownership mechanics. Acquire income-producing assets, dividends, rentals, business equity, royalties. A system scales, from single assets to businesses, brands, networks, and platforms. Systems compound wealth, ownership beats presence. Relentlessly invest, even in fractions. Learn cap tables and rights. Understand programmable money to spot real opportunities and avoid traps. Your network is capital, information, access, leverage. Manage psychology. Use debt to buy assets, not consumption. Keep skills adaptable. Build many small income streams. Optionality is the ultimate wealth, freedom to act. Stop selling time. Start owning the promises. Money systems don't collapse. They shed participants. Adapt early to gain leverage, access, and asymmetric upside. We are seeing the end of static money and the rise of dynamic value. From labor-based survival to system-based wealth. This is not the end of money, just the end of money as a simple object. See past the screen of money to the machine of wealth beneath. Those who read the code design their futures.